2 pricks of the Ashes, 2 pricks of the SCG, on a day that Dav Watmore would be very proud.
Welcome to the SCG, where it's wetter than Walter the Softy in a onesie on a bouncy castle. Today, so nearly Usman Khawaja's day.
If it wasn't his day, whose was it? There's no one else to give today to.
Well, he got out just before they closed.
No, I'm just saying there's no one else. I mean, it's still going to be his day one way or another, isn't it? It's not Michael Beer's day. I'm just saying. I thought he batted well. He never hit a ball, or he never scored in front of square, I should say. You and I
literally not once.
Yeah, not once. You and I obviously picked up some technical deficiencies, as the experts that we are.
Plays around his front pad a little,
squares himself up a little bit. So there's that. Do you like how we both did that for you, in case you weren't sure? Because you're such cricket idiots that we had to explain that.
But he did play one pull shot, swivel pull, sort of reminiscent of a left-handed form of ponting. I get a word to describe Usman Khawaja's debut.
What?
A word to describe Usman Khawaja's debut.
Describe what?
Usman Khawaja.
What?
His debut.
Who are you?
England bowled a little bit short today.
They did, especially before lunch. Tremlett was excellent, but a little bit too short. Looked better. The carry looked a little bit better than he was. After lunch they were excellent, especially after tea. They really squeezed things again, and they've really shown that they can pull things back when they're not quite going to plan. They just put the squeeze on, and Australia can't cope with it.
It was funny. It's the sort of bowling display you expect from a slightly less experienced attack, in that they were bowling short and beating the bat by such distances at time, and everything went through third man, so you knew that roughly the right things were happening. But maybe if they bowled a little bit fuller, they would have got more edges, and maybe those edges would have carried rather than rolling through the slips.
After tea, 12 dot balls to Michael Clarke, and he cuts it down gullies today. So that tells you all you need to know about how to bowl against Australia. I reckon Michael Clarke should be the next Australian captain.
No comment.
What do you think of Michael Clarke?
Hello.
Should he be the next Australian captain?
No.
Ex-Australian captain. Michael Clarke?
Michael Clarke will be there for 18 months and then they're going to have T-Pain.
Bring on Shane Watson.
Would you have Michael Clarke as next Australian captain?
Michael Clarke? No, he's a tosser.
Michael Clarke got a pretty mixed reception on his way out to bat.
Yeah, well, according to Tony Gregg, he got cheers, but from where we were, and we were a long way from the Barmy Army, we definitely heard a lot of boos. I don't think they were all English boos. The members seemed to stand up and applaud him. The general public, I wouldn't say stood up and applauded him. I'd say a few of them weren't too happy to see him at all.
It's a bold call of his to bat today, and I think it was probably the right one. Positive move, and actually Australia would have had the better of today if he had shown a bit more patience with the bat. But as it was, definitely England's day.
Well, maybe he spent all that patience when he went out and had a look at the pitch 9 minutes before the toss. Apparently he's a little bit nervous, pacing up and down on the ground.
Stood up and stood up and stood up and stand up.
Jamie Pandaram from the Sydney Morning Herald. So Australia finished the day at 4 for 134. We've seen the debut of Usman Khawaja, a very impressive start, but he played a rash shot just like much of the other 3 batsmen that got out today. Phil Hughes again was impressive in patches and then played away from his body as he has done all series. He got out for 31. Shane Watson 45, didn't need to play to Brisbane, and then Michael Clarke also playing a pretty hard cut shot to Brisbane. So England could be pretty pleased with themselves having been put into bowl, and they'll be looking to make the most of the cloudy conditions tomorrow.
Jarrod, what's the past score on this pitch, Jarrod?
I'd be thinking about 330. I don't think they're going to get to that. Having said that, if the ball keeps moving off the pitch like it has, you know, Australia's going to be in the game. But I think they'd be comfortable with anything over 330. I think less than that, their bowler's going to have to bowl really well. And with the debutant and Mitchell Johnson, who knows if that's going to happen.
Yeah, forecast is slightly better for tomorrow, so it shouldn't be quite such a difficult one for England if they can get in.
Millennially of the daytime, Sam, I'm going to go Phil Hughes today for going out to a shortish ball. Not short, Sam, not short, which proves now that he also goes out just before lunch, so he's got fear of lunch. short balls, full balls, wide balls, and straight balls.
Okay, I'm going Kevin Peterson for tripping up Tim Bresnan and almost causing him serious injury. Tweet of the day, an old wag Piers Morgan, who says, 2 notable achievements for Usman Khawaja today. The first Muslim to play cricket for Australia, and the first decent batsman Australia have had this series. Good night. Just had Khawaja in the press conference. He's I think quite a good-looking bloke, quite a confident bloke, got a good sense of humour. He almost the perfect poster boy for
your wall.
Just had Khawaja in the press conference. He's a good-looking guy. I think quite confident, got a good sense of humour. I think he's the perfect. He's got a good sense of humour.
He's got pretty eyes.
I don't want to date. I just had Khawaja in the press conference.
Did you?
When it comes
you
to,
sure you don't want to date him?
When Australia are fortunate that they have someone who appears so well